Hello viewers, welcome to the video. Today is a 1v1 between two quite high profile names in 1v1 currently. It is Zapatos against Chronic. We're actually going to stay on board with Chronic. There's two games between these two. We are going to stay on board with Chronic throughout both of those games. We're going to see if he still has what it takes to perform at the highest 1v1 level. Obviously, he's been focusing his game mostly on 3v3 lately for the upcoming major. He's been playing really well on Gen G. Arguably the best player on Gen G. It'd be a toss-up between him and Appjack, in my opinion. But obviously Nolly is doing very well as well. The team as a whole has been really good. Now, obviously he's been grinding for 3v3 mostly. I don't think he's been playing much ones. I can't imagine many players qualifying for a major are playing as much ones as they would have used to. So let's see if Chronic still has what it takes to perform at the top of his game. He has taken part in some events recently. This replay a little bit before those events. And as we know, aZapatos is a really dangerous 1v1 player. He has featured in a couple of my videos before. And he is a really good player. But Chronic, as we know, can also be a really good player. And definitely has potential to be the top NA1s player. At the moment, you can't really give it to him because I don't think he's playing too much ones. I don't think many NA players are playing too much ones, honestly. Chronic, on his day, could easily be #1. But obviously you have the likes of First Killer, who's up there in AJ and Daniel as well. So I would say it's probably between them four. I don't know if you can really count apparently Jack. Is he classed as NA now? I'm not sure. Oh, Chronic almost missing an open net there. He kind of does miss one. He actually plays it off this aZapatos' post and rebounds it in. I don't know if he was meant to do that. Seems a little bit more awkward to do that instead of just shooting it in. And he doesn't quite get the mid boost there of kickoff either, and he is going to concede again. Or is he? No, he's not. He's going to get back. Sorry, I spoke too soon. aZapatos looked like he was going to score there. But Chronic didn't give up, which is good. And he actually got back before aZapatos could slot it into the net. It's a really good shot though from aZapatos, and Chronic's not getting that one. Had low boost and it just wasn't viable with the low boost to react quick enough to a shot like that. Great power into the top right corner from the Sentio main. Chronic here on the Fennec. He's using the French Fennec. We love the French Fennec. I love using the French Fennec. It's a great flick from aZapatos though to get it past Chronic. It looked like it was going to be a bit too direct. Maybe Chronic needed to challenge there a bit quicker. But he decided to back off, and as soon as aZapatos spotted him backing off, he just decided to cannon a flick right towards his net. 3-2 in favour of aZapatos. Chronic's still in this game. He hasn't done anything too crazy yet. He's only 1 goal down, although he might be about to be 2 goals down as he does get demoed. And he is 2 goals down. Gotta watch out for them demos. aZapatos known for his very aggressive play style. He's very all out on his plays. And if he feels like his players isn't going to work, he will try and go for a demo, as most 1 players do these days. 5-2 now in favour of aZapatos. Chronic 5-2 down, 2 minutes and 51 seconds remaining. Can he make a comeback? Well, we'll have to see. He does. I mean, he kind of loses the kickoff, but he almost wins it as well because it goes so far back into his corner. But he does kind of mess up the corner boost grab. aZapatos almost getting a 6th goal there. And that wouldn't have been good for Chronic to be 4 goals down, but he should be scoring himself here. He does. Does make it a little bit awkward for himself. Gives himself a really tight angle to work with. But it doesn't matter. It's a goal. It's his 3rd goal. Half of the game has now passed. He's only 2 goals down. So he's well in this game. But aZapatos needs to just try and close out this game. Because Chronic, obviously as we know, is a very fast player. Very high intensity player. Maybe not as high intensity as aZapatos, but his offense is very good and his defense is very good as well. He's a very much an all-round player, this Chronic, when he's putting it together. He lands the reset, decides to go low with the reset, but then actually front flips into the ball, gets the back of his car underneath the ball, and it lifts the ball right up into the net. That was a really, really creative shot actually from Chronic, because it looked like he was going to fake the reset. But he leaves it really late. That's a bit of a desperate challenge though, unfortunately. And he's going to concede a 6th goal. So 6-4 then. 1 minute and 54 remaining, so there's still plenty of time on the clock for Chronic. And that reset just proves what he can do. He can definitely mix it up, can Chronic, in the offense. He needs to do a bit more of it if he wants to get back into this game and sort of draw even. There's plenty of time to do it, just patience. It's a good pinch, and he kind of sets himself up for a shot, but he decides to not take it straight away. He allows aZapatos to go first. Doesn't quite work for him, and aZapatos could be getting a shot on target here. Not quite. Chronic decides to stick around and pop the ball. Gives himself a bit of time to get some boost, and he does read that off of the backboard. His net was open momentarily. It's sort of an open net miss, but can't really call it an open net miss when it's from aZapatos' own half, I guess. But he definitely could have made it 7 goals there. Now it's looking like Chronic who could be scoring. He's the one piling on the pressure a bit more now. There's a minute remaining and he has come into the game a bit more. It's still 6-4 though, and aZapatos is just getting close to the ball, making sure Chronic can't really do much with the ball. Although Chronic has broken free here, and he's going to look for a bump on the backboard. He actually controls the ball somehow in front of aZapatos' net for an easy tap in. That was actually really creative from Chronic. I don't think aZapatos was expecting that. It looked like Chronic was going to go for some sort of bump or demo on aZapatos when he was on the backboard. Oh, that's a sneaky shot from Chronic, and it's almost on target. It is on target, it's going in. Chronic somehow missed the ball on the goal line, but it doesn't matter. It kind of fakes out aZapatos and ends up rolling in. It didn't look like it was on target, but it was eventually on target. And it goes into the open net, kind of open net. I mean, both players missing the ball there. Chronic has missed the ball here, and it gives aZapatos some possession. And that's a really, really creative flick. It somehow doesn't go in. That's really unlucky from aZapatos, because Chronic definitely, as we saw, wasn't saving that, and he is struggling for boost here as well. He's just going to have to play a really defensive game, try and pick up some pads. He challenges really fast, and that actually works really well, and it's going to be an open net for Chronic. Can he bury it? Yes, he can. He actually goes 7-6 up, despite aZapatos looking like he was going to get the 7th goal there. Chronic defends really well, and he challenges quickly in the midfield. Pretty much what he had to do. I mean, he had low boost, so if he sits back, he's probably not going to save any good shot from aZapatos. And it ends up winning in the game. That is game. aZapatos drops the ball there at the end. And Chronic comes back from 5-2 down to win 7-6. Now, there is another game between these two. We're going to stay on board with Chronic in that game as well. Let's see how that game goes. Okay, then. Game 2 in Utopia Coliseum. On board with Chronic, as I said. Let's get into this game. See how Chronic can do in this game. Can he adapt a bit more to aZapatos, not let himself go 4 goals down like he did before, or 3 goals down I should say. Chronic here going to look to control the ball a bit more, give himself a bit more possession. aZapatos, as we know, is a very challenge heavy player, and if he sees a challenge or an opportunity to challenge, he will do it. So Chronic just needs to control the ball in his own half and flick early to get around aZapatos. Let's see if he can do that in this game. I haven't watched this replay, so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I do know the result, but I don't know how it happens. Without any spoilers, I won't say anything that spoils the match. Chronic actually getting demoed there on the mid left boost. He does pick up the rear left boost, or the back left boost I should say, off of spawn. aZapatos is going to play it slow and try and flick it top left. Not quite on target. Chronic probably had the goal covered there if it was on target. But it wasn't on target, so it doesn't matter. Chronic here is now in aZapatos' half with plenty of boost to work with. Can he pop it over aZapatos? Yes, he can. And it's into the net to make it 1-0. A minute of 14 has passed, so the goal was a little bit slower to come in this game than the last game. Chronic looking a little bit more controlled in this game. He does kind of lunge there off the kickoff, and he is probably going to concede from it. Is that ball in? No, it's not. But aZapatos does get the follow-up. I couldn't quite see what was going on there after Chronic was getting demoed. But the ball came off the crossbar of the backboard. aZapatos was there to read the rebound into the open net to make it 1-0. Chronic here wins the kickoff quite easily. I think aZapatos tried to go for some sort of fake kickoff, but it didn't really work. Chronic might be able to read this off the ground. Not quite. He can't get over the ball quick enough. It was an open net, but it was quite awkward to get over the ball. Technically was an open net miss, of course, but definitely not an easy shot. You will be disappointed that he's not 2-1 up though. But he does have control of the ball again here. He is low on boost though, and aZapatos is just going to take all the pads and the ball as well, and he's going to try and flick it over Chronic. He does get a flick over Chronic, and at the same time he kind of bumps him as well, and it trips him up, and aZapatos is able to read the bounce he gave to himself into the open net, and he's 2-1 up now. So Chronic 2-1 down here, with 2 minutes past. Gets a save from aZapatos' shot. Probably needs to play maybe a little bit faster, does Chronic. Because aZapatos, as I've said, he loves to challenge early. And the slower Chronic plays, the better for aZapatos, I feel like. That's a really nice air dribble from Chronic. Yeah, he actually fakes the initial shot because he knew he wasn't going to be able to get a clean shot. So he faked it, let the ball come back down to the ground, and then he air dribbled it off of the ground really cleanly into aZapatos' net, over his head. He's going to take his time here. Pick up the back left boost, 100 boost, and see aZapatos. Rush challenge, as I was saying. Oh, Chronic's actually missed the ball in the open net. Oh dear, that's not good. That was definitely all open net miss. Chronic probably could have reached that with the boost he had. It looked like he was going to reach it. So he's going to be disappointed with that one. But as I was saying, aZapatos does like to challenge early, and Chronic did see that this time. And he pushed the ball towards aZapatos' goal before aZapatos could get a touch on the ball. He didn't convert the open net, but he does find himself 3-2 up here. So he kind of pays himself back there from the open net. Miss, and he's 3-2 up. 2 minutes remaining. Can he make it even more of a lead? And again, he's gone early. He knows aZapatos is going to just challenge, so he goes quick, does Chronic, and it gets him a goal. It's exactly what I said at the beginning of the game. It looks like what it looked like in the last game. aZapatos was just challenging quite quickly and shutting Chronic down. And although Chronic did win that game, it certainly wasn't an easy one. And it looked to me, that's a fantastic save from Chronic. Somehow gets back and pinches it off the inside of his own post. Yeah, he definitely just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He flicks early again. See aZapatos challenging. aZapatos making it way too obvious there. Challenging from his corner. I mean, Chronic can see that all day long. And as soon as aZapatos tries to move towards the ball, Chronic's just going to flick the ball. And that's exactly what he did. And it gives him an easy 5th goal, and he's 3 goals ahead now, with 1 minute and 22 remaining. He's just going to try and air dribble again. He's going to land a reset, probably go fast. It's exactly what he does, because he can see aZapatos challenging. So he lands the reset and immediately uses it for an easy double tap off the backboard into the open net. And he's got aZapatos' name right now. Well, he's got his number, I should say. aZapatos doesn't really have an answer for it. He's going to challenge early again, and Chronic sees it. He does go for the early flip reset once again. Or the early reset, I should say, once again. aZapatos did get a challenge on it this time, but only just. Chronic, he's going to fake this shot, and then he's going to flick it high off the backboard. He's going to try and read the bounce. That is beautiful. That is really well played from Chronic. And that is going to be a forfeit from aZapatos. Let's watch that final goal again. That was a thing of beauty. He fakes the initial shot here, goes low, pops the ball high into the backboard, and then reads it off the bonnet of his car and puts it around aZapatos, who was just kind of sitting in the net, not really knowing when to challenge, not knowing when Chronic was going to leave the ball alone. Chronic didn't decide to leave the ball at all, and he gets a 7th goal and the game win. So he makes it 2 wins out of 2. And those were the only games played between these two, the only games I could find at least. And Chronic's still looking really good in one, despite grinding 3v3 lately with his team. He's still got what it takes to be a top ones player, or the top ones player, especially in NA. Great player to watch, really entertaining to watch. Both these guys are really entertaining to watch. I hope you guys were also entertained by this video. I hope my casting wasn't too bad. I do appreciate the comments that are being left on my videos, mostly very positive and friendly comments to those people. I do really appreciate it. And I appreciate the help that's been offered as well, and the constructive criticism, always really appreciated. If you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like. So consider subscribing to the channel as well while you're here. Why not? If you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all again very soon. Goodbye.